Final race of the day here in Portimao, Portugal is the Moto3 World Championship. Joe Kelso, Scott Ogden and Angel Vaqueros on the front row of the grid. Susie's down there right now with Scott Ogden.
It's good for all the Brits that there's two guys near the front, and yeah, I feel good. It's a hard race. It's been a long day waiting and a little bit nerves, but yeah, I know that we have the pace. I don't know what tyre they're going to put in, but I know that I have to push whatever we have and just try go with Kelso.
You go get it, Scott. We're right behind you. Thank you very much. Good luck. And yeah, we'll just cross over to the pole position. Joel Kelso, it's his second pole position of the year. And of course, Joel is going to be the rider next year for Michael's team. And Scott used to be the rider for Michael's team. I wonder whether we can just see Casey O'Gorman, who's going from 7th, just down there. There he is. That's a spurring on the Brits. And let's jump in for Joel. Hello, second pole position of the year. What's the plan, Joel?
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how the race plans out, but we're in a good starting position for make a good result today, so let's see how we get on.
We feel a win coming today.
Yeah, a win pretty similar to yesterday, I think, though. So, the win, obviously, yeah. We want to get our first victory. The win. Yeah, the first victory, we want it, but we'll see. We're happy with the podium, but if we get a victory, even better.
Excellent, Joel. We're right behind you. Well done. Thank you very much. Good luck with that. Chaps, this situation we're in now, as we've come out from the MotoGP grid, half of the track is in the shade and it's really cold with this wind. Half of it is in really strong sunshine. Yeah, how does that affect them?
It will. Obviously, the engineers will be changing the gearing on the grid most likely because we're feeling this headwind. As Joel's more concerned about the wind than winning today, it seems. But yeah, he's got to get in the zone.
A windy win, we'll take it, whatever.
Either one, but I think he's got the pace. I spoke to Scott Ogden last night and he felt that Joel, maybe even Marco Morelli, although he's down the grid, had rhythm by themselves, but we think it's going to be a group race. Scott believes without Rueda on the grid today, it could be one of those where the group will stay together.
We've got Angel Vaqueros as well going from the front row, and we know how demonstrative he can be.
Oh, he's certainly aggressive, and I think that wind actually is going to play a part, you know, in the race, because we got that headwind in the straight. It normally will favour, you know, more of a, let's say, of a group race, because it's harder to go away. The guy that's taking the wind in the front is going to make a big hole for the group behind, and yeah, we could see lots of slipstream playing with that face, that wind, and it's picking up actually. So yeah, these guys are going to have to they're going to have to manage those conditions. And Joe Kelso, for me, looking really good, and I'm really hope he can go and get that win.
Yeah, that would be really interesting, wouldn't it? Let's hear from Casey O'Gorman, who Scott was talking about. He goes from 7th today.
Casey, a fantastic first weekend for you on a KTM around Portimao. You've had success here on a KTM Rookies bike in the past. What can you do here today?
Well, I'm just looking forward to the race, really. The whole team have just said to enjoy the race. I've done really good work all weekend, so no matter what happens today, I'll be happy and proud of myself. So yeah, let's see what we can do.
Get stuck in, enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, and he should back himself. He's had a really good weekend. Last time he came in and stepped in, he also did really well, and we know now he's going to be here next year as well. What a prospect we've got in Casey.
He's brilliant rider, really great natural talent. To come and do that, you know, as a replacement like this is phenomenal, you know, to do this kind of performance for qualifying. So obviously he knows that track really well, so he's got a great chance of getting his best result so far. He's got some points, I think, last time out, and today he could much better that. So yeah, great prospect in Casey O'Gorman.
Absolutely, just some signs there for Jose Antonio Rueda to get better, and he's had his hand surgery. It was complex, but he's got the winter now to recover. And of course, we had that great news as well about Noah Detweiler, who was able to be repatriated to Switzerland and to be able to recover at home. So the best wishes to both of those riders for the winter. What kind of race do you expect, Michael?
I do think with this wind, it may keep the bunch together at the front. As we mentioned, we know there's a few riders have got a little bit more pace, Kelso being one of them. I think if Joel gets a little bit of a gap from a good start in the early laps, he might be able to stretch it out, but from what we understand, most of the riders, they were toying over tyres between the hard option and the soft, because it is a bit of a tyre wear issue here in Moto3. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Normally we get a good Moto3 race around the Portimao circuit, and I think we're going to be treated to another here today.
Yeah, it seems like Scott's guys were keeping it to the last minute to choose their tyre for him. He didn't know what they were going to go with. Max Keeles from the second row, let's mention him.
Of course, yeah. Starting from fourth, Max Gilles, he's well, super aggressive, and just like Angel Piqueras, you know, he's one of those riders that they can just make passes. They can just make it happen. You know, they're very strong in the trail braking phase. So again, we got contrasting style. Sorry, that will go head to head. I think we're going to see loads of passes and a great battle today. Joel Kelso as well with his, you know, nice and flowing riding style. Shoot. The track for the tyre wear. Sorry, I mixed my words there. I think he's going to keep the tyres, and like Michael said, for Moto3 tyre wear is going to be an issue.
Yeah, that's the scene then down here for the Moto3 race, your final race of the day. Piqueras in third, Scott Ogden in second, and Joel Kelso is in pole position. We'll hand over to your comms, Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett.
Thank you very much, Susie. It's our final race of the day here in Portugal, and it could be the very best of the lot. Yesterday in qualifying, 16 riders split by less than a second, so expect some mayhem here in Moto3 with Kelso on pole.
The Moto3 Grand Prix of Portugal is about to get underway. Joel Kelso on pole position for this one as they come into it alongside is Scott Ogden and Angel Piqueras. Then we get in with Maximo Cuelas, Guido Pini, Joel Esteban, Casey O'Gorman, Adrian Fernandez, David Almanza and Valentin Perrone having the top 10. Further down, Tayo Frazzato over Carpe, Marco Morelli, Brian Uratai, Luca Linetti, Dennis Foggia, Akim Danish alongside Stefano Nepa, Zen Moyetti alongside Matteo Bertoletti, Nicola Cara, Rushi Moody, Eddie O'Shea, Cormac Buckerman and Jesus Rios at the back of the grid. We're all set then for a great one. Let's check in with Michael Laverty alongside Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett.
The grid he's in this weekend as a replacement rider at Snipers. As they go away, Neil, we've got to send our very best to Jose Antonio Rueda and Noah Detmiller, both thankfully back home and on the road to recovery. After, you know, when we had this race in Malaysia,
I mean, the worst times. I mean, it's everything that's happened since then has just been incredible. We feared the worst, and thankfully, I mean, I can't believe both riders are now on the way. Well, back in their back in hospital, back in their home, and certainly getting better.
We won't be looking back on the MotoGP race here in Portugal too much with fond memories. Won't be looking back. Moto2 was fairly steady, but not bad, was it? Moto3 though, I mean, 16 riders within a second in qualifying.
Do you know what I like about it as well? So as you were saying all that, I was just looking down at the grid, I'm looking at the times, and I'm like, there's not an absolute favourite here. There's not someone who's had the pace all the weekend, because these guys, as often do, have had the, let's say, rubbish end of the stick, where it's been damp conditions, so no, have a good race set up. We've got like a mixture of a grid. Great to see. Scotland's been consistent, actually. That wasn't a one-off lap in qualifying. No. He has been consistent in every session, so it'd be just nice to see him battle up at the front. And Casey O'Gorman, 7th in qualifying. I mean, it's just incredible. So I'm well up for this one.
What we saw last year when Daniel Gardo ran out victorious ahead of Rueda and Ortola, none of them, of course, riding here today, was David Alonso was at the front and lost his tyre underneath him. You've got to be careful around Portimao.
Yeah, you have to be, because even on these small Moto3 bikes, you are so aggressive with the throttle on lean angle. And look at just look at the last corner, these really long corners. It's quite easy just to wear the edge of your tyre away a little bit. So they will have to be mindful of that, which normally means we're going to have a big group at the front. That's how I see it.
Oh dear, we hate those kind of races in Moto3.
I hate a big group.
Oh, I just hate it when you don't know who's going to win and there's 15 riders battling for victory. But
that is what we're going to have today then, a complete unknown. So I hope you are ready for some action. That's what we're going to have here today. The grid is formed. The stage is set for Moto3 and the Portuguese Grand Prix. Kelso, Ogden, Piqueras on the front row down towards turn number 1. Pace car at the back, eyes to the lights. And then, hopefully, we will get that green flag and the run down towards the first corner. There's the green flag now. Here come the lights. Lights out, we're underway. Much better getaway this time down towards the first corner. And a stunking start from Joel Kelso. Brilliantly into the lead of the race by a country mile down in towards the first corner. Down into the first right braking zone. Everyone's seeing clearly. 3 rights, then a left at the top through 2. Into Lagos for the first time. 36 coming on the inside. That's Makeras, who's dropped back 2 places. Kelso at the moment has got the better getaway. Rising up the hill in towards turn number 4. Back on the acceleration. It's the first right-hander for downhill braking zone for turn 5. Kelso leads. Quaylas, Ogden, Esteban, Makeras, O'Gorman, Fernandez, Morella, and then Peroni, and then Forasato up into 10th position now. He's side by side battling with Guido Pini. Pini gets ahead. Forasato nice. Marco Morella down into 10th position. Didn't get the getaway that he wanted to, but it's a much better getaway, much better start. And that is exactly what they like to see. Cautious, wild, accelerating as they come down through the dip into Craig Jones at turn number 9. Kelso leading. Stefano Neppa has gone behind for Zemiati as well, who now goes into 20th position. So, Kelso, 4/10 an advantage the lead at the moment. That is a much better run as they turn in. Alvaro Carpe holding off for 10th position as they come through. This is now to turn 13, a sweep back up before the long keel at 14 and 15, the gap corners on the circuit. Kelso leading, Quaylas, Esteban, Paqueras, Ogden, brought down out to 5th position, O'Gorman in 5th, Ogden 6th, but battling hard alongside Adrian Fernandez. Look at the Irishman, looking absolutely brilliant. I can just hear Simon Patterson right now in the back of the media centre cheering him on as they come over the line. 1 down, 18 to go. Kelso leading the way, and here comes the slipstream coming in from Joel Esteban to try and get around the outside of Baqueras, who has the lead down to turn number 1 for 3rd position. He's got it. Holds it back nicely. Scott Ogden down from 2nd on the grid into 7th position. Not the start that he wanted to see, unfortunately. That is a bit of a disappointment, big disappointment really coming through. No jump starts, say race control. So that is good news on that front as they continue on. Cormac Buckerman is down in 25th position. He's outside at the moment. As we take a look, here's Guido Pini. He's got back ahead of Scott Ogden, so Ogden's now down into 8th position. Alvaro Carpe is just behind, so we'll wait to see if they have a little go moment between them two as the racing unfolds. Still desperate as Tayo Forasato trying to go on the outside of Valentin Peroni and David Almanza into Craig Jones. That is a very risky manoeuvre to try and break late and turn in on the sweep. So far, it's a entertaining race that we're witnessing here. Lap 2 of 19. Kelso leading at the moment. Valentin Peroni has now dropped down to 30th position. Here comes Joel Esteban on the inside line. Avenger Paqueras on the inside line and moves up into 3rd position. So Esteban passes Paqueras. Now you drop 6 stories from the last corner all the way to the level out bottom pit entry. Then you rise back up the hill again. Further 3 stories over the line. It really is a roller coaster, but you get such a slipstream down towards turn 1. Kelso leads 47.5, 47.3 Quaylas. Paqueras moves ahead on the inside line of Esteban and moves up the order into 3rd position. And Quaylas right in the back of Kelso as they come into turn 3. This is Lagos, and no one's going for an opportunity now. Yes, they are sending up the inside. Alvaro Carpe gets ahead of Guido Pini. A sensible move, slipstreaming on the inside line. So it's all working out the way you would expect it to here at the Algarve and the Portimao circuit. Through now, under the brakes, 2 running wide on the inside line. That's Tayo Forasato. Alvaro Carpe back through. Guido Pini, Casey O'Gorman coming through. David Almanza, Scott Ogden. Forasato dropped back to where he starts in 11th position. He hasn't made the move up as they come now into Samson. Rise up the hill once again before dropping down towards turn 9. The Craig Jones left-hander, a 90-degree sweep. You can see Kelso leading them through at the moment. Stunning start from everybody, and this is what Moto3 likes to give us, the unpredictable racing and the unpredictable nature of what this circuit really is. It is a fascinating run. No jump starts, say race control.
Sort of a half a second to a second lead He'll see that on his pit board. He thought he was going to go for it then, didn't you? Esteban in the back of shot. It'll just relax, Joel. He's got the best race pace.
Esteban has had a go here. I just saw him top of shot. He's gone for Quiles there through turn 14, and all of it is using Esteban's tyre.
Yeah, it is, and it'll, like I said...
Oh, contact between Quiles and Esteban through that final corner. They are going at 110.
Esteban's through to second.
miles an hour down through there.
Yeah, I need to see that again. You do not want to be touching wheels
down
there.
Into the 7th.
We're very lucky that no one went down.
Fastest rider on track, David Almanza, down into the 146s. Kelso hasn't needed to get near that at the moment. He's in a 47.3. And the battling is happening behind him. Somehow Adrian Fernandez has made his way up into second place in this race.
Yeah, from way back he was behind. Well, he was down in about 10th a lap ago, I looked.
Here it is again, then, Neil.
There we go, this is the moment.
Oh, it's a moment for Esteban, isn't it? He had a little wobble over the bump.
He has to get out of the throttle and he catches Quiles off guard ever so slightly. He has to sit up to avoid him. Oh, we're not... Oh, tighting downhill off camber into turn 5.
But if there's one thing we know about Casey O'Gorman, he will not take that one lying down.
No, well, he's done the rookies, hasn't he? He's done all that. He's battled with all these riders in the past and in the junior GPs.
Well, he's still battling for second in the championship, yeah.
In the junior world championships. Their final round is after Valencia, at Valencia, the weekend after, so that'll be well worth keeping an eye on.
And obviously he'll be there getting information over the racing weekend. On board with Angel Piqueras, dropping down through the dip of turn 12 up to 13 now. Anyone going to appear on our inside?
Caro's dropped back to 20. It's got a yellow flag out on the circuit. So it is Valentin Perrone who's dropped at the top of the hill. Yet Perrone's dropped it. So he'll pick up the bike and get going straight away. But Valentin Perrone drops to the back of the field.
So he was in that little scrap that was going on. At the back there, Cormac Buchanan has had a horrible weekend. 3 crashes for Cormac. So you can see how his bike just didn't look like he was underneath him. Kelso still leading. Oh my goodness, side by side across the line as they pull to the white line on the inside to finish off that final corner. Then Fernandez is still second under pressure from Piqueras. A little wobble from Fernandez onto the brakes at turn 1. Then it's Esteban fourth. Pini is there, dropping back to 6th or 7th now as he attacks Carpe back for 6th. Lincoln, you miss his stuff in Moto3, but one thing hasn't changed, and that's Joel Kelso out front.
Yeah, super smooth. That's the always has that bike set so it turns well. Think of this track, the way he likes a bike to feel. The majority of this track should suit his riding style. These fast-flowing corners. I mean, Joel Kelso's looked comfortable all weekend. Got the pole position. Can he get his maiden victory? Second a few rounds ago in Australia.
Yeah, behind Jose Antonio Rueda on that occasion. They both pulled away from the field. I wondered whether he might be able to do similar today. It looks like, as we see Valentin Perrone's crash.
Just dropped out.
From Carpe. But Pini's having none of it.
Yeah, that's the door being left wide open, as it has to be, as in naturally the racing line. And Pini then having the
flags out again.
Underneath.
No!
And now down goes David Almanza.
Almanza drops in.
So Almanza's crashed out of 9th place in that battle he was having with Casey O'Gorman. And he's down at turn 13.
Yeah, it's been
Same
a
place.
weekend for Almanza. Really fast in some sessions, but when it comes to delivering, when it comes to getting the result, all too often there's a mistake.
Yeah, he's making the switch to the Intact GP team next year. Right, this race is ticking the laps away, aren't they? 5 down, still 14 to go.
Yeah.
Still, Kelso leading.
Dennis Foggia has dropped down into position as there's a lot of battling going on through the first couple of sectors here as they try and get through the inside line. 4 to 1 doesn't usually go. That's going to be contact and they're not careful. How do they all avoid that one? Tyre for Osato, Enrio Carpe, Joel Esteban all getting concertinaed up, coming into the braking zone. And now for Osato's all over the back, trying to look on the inside line down in towards turn 5. That's coming in way too late to Tory Vip. He's going to have to watch out on the front. He does just get it back to Alvaro Carpe, and there is shaking of the head as Carpe drops behind for Osato. Carpe was not happy, absolutely not happy with that one. That was a terrible situation to be in between them. Here's a replay of David Armanda. That's a carbon copy of what happened to Valentin Perrone at the top of the hill in turn 13. It's exactly the same style of accident. Now we're seeing Piqueras just twitching ever so slightly with the bike as he goes through Portimao into turn 12. Scott Ogden back up into 10th position, past Marco Morelli, who's been the biggest winner. Adrian Fernandez up 6 places at the moment. Tayo Frosato up 6. Esteban 3 on the inside line of Alvaro Carpe. So Esteban, who is down 2 places, now battling with Tayo Frosato, who arguably is up 4. Scott Ogden's down 8. Eddie O'Shea is up 7 places, so good there. Rios is up 6. Rios up an amazing amount of position as his first Moto3 start. Over the line, side by side, Piqueras and Fernandez separated by just 3 thousandths of a second at the line as they come down into turn 1. And here comes out of absolutely nowhere Maximo Cuelas to go through into 2nd position on the inside line, the first corner. Piqueras now into 3rd, Pini into 4th, Fernandez down to 5th position. As on the inside, there goes Piqueras taking 2nd position and back away from Cuelas. And now the 94 of Guido Pini battling with Adrian Fernandez as they come over the hill. Well, a stunning couple of corners between them as well. They're going to try and hold that advantage together as down the inside line into the very deep braking zone. Cuelas takes 2nd position back away from Piqueras. Stunning couple of corners.
There's definitely trust anyway.
Zero respect and all trust.
Ferrasato's coming forward. He's up now into 6th spot, ahead of O'Gorman. I'm pleased to say he's still in the mix. Ogden's back up into 9th as well, so he's regrouped, as you said.
Yeah, that's what he did in Malaysia, actually. I watched Scott in Malaysia, dropped back a little bit earlier on, but then came forward once basically settled into it.
And you've got to have tyre at the end of the race.
You have to.
You did there in Malaysia.
Yeah, same situation.
On board with Max Quiles looking at Angel Piqueras, his number 36 MT Helmets bike. All this scrapping, and Joel Kelso's just able to do the Joel Kelso line, the Joel Kelso thing. And if he can continue to ride like this,
Already stopped the 10th position.
0.6 of a second, the tyre, in theory, should be staying underneath him that little bit more.
Yeah, less stress, more corner speed. He uses the front more than the rear does Joel Kelso, so lets the brake off earlier. He's not late at braking. That's why he gets duffed up on the last laps, Joel Kelso. We've seen it many a time. This, like I said, I'll underline it again, this is his best opportunity. He's got a 0.6 of a second lead. He just has to try now, at this point, the midpoint of the race, he's going to put a couple of qualifying laps together. Just be immaculate.
He's just done his personal best lap on that previous lap. The problem, he's leading, but the problem is the others are getting the slipstream, aren't they? They get that little advantage. It helps them every single lap claw back the gap to him.
Yeah, that's why it's so difficult to win in this class.
But again, this battling is going to help him between Quiles and Piqueras.
Pushing like crazy.
Sensible when you're attacking around here, when there's a rider just at that danger point, half a second. One wrong move, you push both of yourselves wide, and then you've lost that little bit of elastic.
You need to be sensible, Gav. That's, yeah, really, that's what I'm thinking now. I'm looking at some really sensible young men. But you are right, because the race win is still achievable today. But you're literally one lap away from it not being, because you give Kelso a second lead. Like I said, his race pace, he's at the best race pace. He's not the best when it comes to scrapping on a final lap. And then if he doesn't need to, he's going to win.
But you'd back your Quiles and Piqueras in that situation.
Exactly, yeah.
So
always been demons on those last laps. Really good racecraft.
Saying that, for Max Quiles over the last few rounds, last podium came back in Japan. 4th, 5th, 6th, not being the end of the world, but he just hasn't looked like it, has he? Hasn't looked like he's been in it over the last few.
Oh, I don't like the weaving.
I mean,
oh, it's too many side by side.
Casey O'Gorman down there, we had a horrible moment back in the junior GP race, didn't we?
In Barcelona last weekend. That was, who was it that went down? Was it Cruz?
Adrian Cruz, wasn't it? Yeah, who's confirmed he's going to come to this championship next year.
Yeah, you never want to see when there's a collision on the straight, it's always a fast one.
O'Gorman now through on Guido Pini.
Kelso's controlling this race at the moment.
Another personal best. Kelso's...
And Forasato's dropped back wide, and that's allowed several riders through, down Tory Vip.
3 or 47.2 every lap. And getting
faster,
minuscule amounts quicker. Well, that says to me that he's in a groove.
Look at Carpet on the inside line for Forsato.
Doing the pass.
Dive
Think about what he
through.
does in practice. He rides on his own. He works on his markers. He works on being precise. Does Joel?
Had dinner alongside Jack Miller last night, Alpine Stars, and there was a lot of talk about him getting it across the line here today. Well, whatever advice he might have got, hopefully he's taking it all on board, because the gap's back out to 0.7 of a second. That's his strong part of the racetrack.
Clip on the
Through
front.
that third split. I think he's so good out of 8, isn't he? The way he pulls the bike to the right-hand side to then attack down through Craig Jones' corner.
It's all right.
It's all swooping, isn't it, through there?
He essentially opens that corner out, makes it faster. Keeles he's got a different technique. He's trying to go to the, let's say, the lower part of the hill, so the bike doesn't wheelie as much. So two different techniques, but I think Kelso's got it figured out.
Side by side down the straight there. Look at Forsato going for a move round the outside line. Gets 2 into 1. Gets ahead of Pini and Carpe, but I don't think we're going to see something from Fernandez. He's been too far back on the back of Baqueras. They're still staying okay at the moment as they slip back through into turn 3. Forsato almost got wiped out from the back of Alvaro Carpe. That was unbelievable how close they got, just tagging with each other through the exit. But same old, not too bad at the moment as the racing continues on over here. As Forsato coming through on the inside line, getting ahead on the inside. But not too bad at the moment. Quaylas takes the lead of the race away from Baqueras. Kelso has dropped wide. Kelso very wide now. I wonder if that's tyres having a problem. He's now back into 3rd position in the middle of the pack, running too deep at turn 5 at Tory Vip. So now Maximo Quaylas takes the lead of the Moto3 Grand Prix here at Portimao. 10 of 19 of the race finally starting to come into it. Now watch this from Kelso on the brakes, the real snap round on him. Goes in too deep. Quaylas takes the normal racing line, sweeps back through from underneath him. So a nice move on the inside and a nice change of position, which is exactly what needs to happen. Alvaro Carpe now back up into 5th position. So watch out for Kelso, now on a comeback charge.
Now Fernandez there in 4th, Forsato, Carpe, Pena, O'Gorman and Scott Ogden still in this front group.
How good's that? That's what we've wanted, haven't we, for quite a few years, to see Scott Ogden in the lead group, and then to see the young Irishman, Casey O'Gorman, in that lead group as well. Puts a smile on my face.
Across the line, 9 to go. Max Keeles then. First time we've had a different leader across the stripe, but now Kelso under pressure from Adrian Fernandez. He will be swallowed up quickly though, because he's pushed wide, and then Carpe
3 wide.
Forsato, I guarantee, will also attack and come through. Casey O'Gorman won't be left wandering. Guido Pini on his inside through turn 4.
How you get past Pini with those elbows is, I mean, like I was saying it in practice, sometimes he puts his elbow on the ground before his knee. He's so wide, is Guido Pini. He's about 7'10".
It looks like it on a Moto3 bike.
Is that the exact opposite of the man in front of him, Joel Kelso?
Yeah, Kelso in 6th now, having led the first half of this race. Regroup. His pace, Kelso, it hadn't been bad until that last lap when he's been attacked left, right and centre. At the front, they're running the pace that Kelso's been running since the start of this race. It's not like they've dropped the hammer. There will be question marks over tyres.
And we're at that point now, to be honest, where you are starting to lose that little bit of edge grip. The bike doesn't want to turn as much. You feel the front moving as you're trail braking in towards the apex a lot more, which is never a nice feeling.
Carpe and Fernandez duking it out. A reminder that Carpe still hasn't won a Grand Prix yet in his rookie season, so is there a chance perhaps for him to break his duck? Good to see him back on form.
The lead two just breaking away a bit, Gav.
They have looked good, haven't they? Since hitting the front, they've almost respected each other. I didn't know if that was going to be possible.
Still the battle. Lap 12 of 19. Down in towards the first corner. That was a quicker cut than I was expecting on the camera. Alvaro Carpe up into 4th position. Taya Forasato moving now into 5th. But Maximo Cuevas and Angel Paqueras, they're battling at the front of the field here, trying to get it going. This is an entertaining little race, isn't it? Moto2 was quite exciting. MotoGP was a bit meh. Moto3 is going full-on nuclear war as round the inside line. Brilliant for Fernandez. He gets ahead and even tries for the lead of the race and gets it. Maximo Cuevas jumps back and Adrian Fernandez leads in Portimao. A stunning move on the inside line. Fabulous run. That was absolutely spectacular. Lap 12 of 19. The race finally started to come alive. Adrian Fernandez leads. Alvaro Carpe up 10 places. He's second. Paqueras, Cuevas, Forasato, Pini, Kelso, O'Gorman. Then we get Ogden, Morelli up in 10th place. And it's the top 9 that are battling us up the inside line. Oh, that was 4 wide making contact. How did they not crash? Now we got 5 wide coming down. Forasato's taken the lead of the race as they all concertina up through turn 13. That was absolutely ridiculous. They all sort of lifted off and all nearly run into each other. How did they not crash? Absolute insanity. Over the line they come once again. Now it's the big slipstream battle. Forasato's going to get mugged here on the inside line. Adrian Fernandez nearly on the track. Here comes on the inside Joel Kelso. Late to the brakes, Maximo Cuevas. He goes side by side with Kelso. Carpe on the inside. Cuevas goes third. Pini comes back on the inside line. He takes 4th position away from Kelso. Wow. That was absolutely brilliant. Did not get how close that could be. Forasato now leading at the front of the field. Down on the brakes into Tori Vip at turn 5. A little bit out wide. They're still continuing up. Alvaro Carpe drops 3 places. 4 places actually. Drops out to 7th place now. Guido Pini running in a podium spot in 3rd as they try and hold it together. That is something else. What a Grand Prix this is turning out to be in Moto3.
It's a tough one to read, this one now, with Forasato in front. I wonder what the pace is. Your leader did a 1:48.6 on the last lap. Paqueras did a 1:49.1. That's 2 seconds behind where they have been.
Gorman out of the seat further back, then had a huge slide coming out of turn 10. I don't know how he stayed on that.
Yeah, and he's going to be passed by both Ogden and Morelli, so Morelli up into 9th place. Casey O'Gorman perhaps having a few tyre issues. There is Marco Morelli with Joel Esteban suddenly getting a second win. Excellent this for Morelli though. Pleased for him and for Michael's team. Definitely turned around their fortunes in recent weeks. Right, try and regroup ourselves a little bit here with 6 to go. Forasato leading, Quiles second, Pini's 3rd, Fernandez 4th, Kelso still in it, he's there in 5th. 6th with Paqueras, Carpe 7th, Ogden still there in 8th. As Fernandez loses a spot to Pini.
14
now
and
John
19.
Kelso with the slipstream up into 3rd. Oh,
So tight.
he looks a late move, and he Fernandez through there.
Fernandez does all through his career. He's been the king of the late move, hasn't he? Slight gap now back to Esteban in 9th. I say slight.
There's always coming the move from Fernandez into turn 5. Does pull it down to the apex though on this occasion. Esteban just got through on Casey O'Gorman.
Yellow flags out.
Still inside the top 10. 5.5 to go in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Told you it'd be a goodie. Told you it'd be worth you sticking around for.
Rios has crashed out. Rios is out of the race, and that's a disappointment. He was running inside the points at the back.
Oh, that's such a Paqueras move. Literally, I used the phrase, let the brake off. That's what Paqueras did there. You trail brake all the way to 10. The rider in front leaves the door open, and Paqueras just lets the brake off. Runs, basically steals the line. He did that so well.
Carpe ahead of for 6th place. Oh, moment for Quiles now. Out of turn 14. Someone's gone down. There's a yellow flag out.
Yeah,
in that final
now
sector.
you've realised. Matteo Bertoletti.
Bertelli.
Yeah, not being his weekend.
No, weekend to forget for you, Matteo.
Sadly, yes.
Eddie O'Shea, who's in the last point-scoring position as things stand. You can't see all of these top the 12 back to Luca Lunetta finishing. Just can't see it, can you?
Yeah.
Casey O'Gorman's back in front of Ogden on that run down towards turn 1.
Yep, they're having a good scrap.
Oh, that's tight into 4.
Carpe on Piqueras.
Piqueras on Carpe.
You say potato, I say
Turn
potato.
4. Guess what's going to happen at turn 5?
Oh, there's not going to be another move, is there? Who's going to come to the inside? Adrian Fernandez, you'd mortgage your house on.
There you go.
Yeah, and runs Kelso wide.
But they want to be careful.
Yeah.
Because Quiles has put a few corners together here. In a 0.3 of a second lead on the line. It's up to 0.4 now. And he's checking out.
Yeah, 47.2 from him across the line.
Look at the lap times, like you say. When we had that weird period of, what was it, a couple of laps where they went slow, they were literally a second and a half slower.
2 seconds. Piqueras did a 49.1. Just on a 47.2.
Oh, contact!
John Esteban on Piqueras. Esteban is aggressive, and that's saying something.
It's the best I've seen him ride, actually, Esteban. We've seen him up there. He's been up at the front of Moto3 races, but not been that aggressive.
No! Down has gone Pini!
This year. And Pini crashes out with 8th place.
Drop the
It's
front.
been a good rookie season, though, in general. He's had a pole position.
Podium
finish. Too many mistakes.
Saw that coming.
You'd sort of expect that for the young fiery Italian. Here we go again. Big slipstream. What's good about this straight is you come onto it in 4th gear, so you've already got a load of speed. When you come over the crest, 5th gear, then over the line, 6th gear, and like I say, it gives off a massive draft.
4 to go then. Quiles still leading. Furusato in 2nd. Fernandez now in 3rd place. Carpe right on the rear of Adrian Fernandez, and in doing so, just gives Piqueras a line into turn 3.
And
Carpe
again,
then has the inside line through 4.
Carpe doesn't pick up, he tucks it down.
Oh, hang on, that's great. That's
He
way
just
off the
agreed
track
there
at 4.
He did
On that
just agree
occasion,
there.
Quiles. And he loves using all the racetrack, but that's taking the biscuit.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Esteban running on the side of Piqueras, not making friends there, is he?
Tell you, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Joel Esteban. Where's he been hiding?
In Junior GP this year, although he has had a few different rides with a few different bikes underneath him this season.
Yeah, this is the most confident we've seen him, isn't it? He's had a decent result so far this year. He's had 4th already, yeah, but I don't know, he just looks more up for it than I've ever seen before.
Yeah, that was in Australia. And Joel Kelso won. Unfortunately for Joel, he's behind Esteban at the moment. Is there any way through? Back to the front. It's getting very, very tight in there, though. Between Fernandez, Carpe and Esteban on the 78.
But around the outside, that ain't going to work, surely.
I thought so.
Oh, he's trying.
Still going. Still going around the outside. Still applying the throttle. He's not going to be able to go back to the inside. He tried it.
And he's still pushing through the inside line. Through one, through another.
Door run straight into his knee.
And now, surely Quiles and Furusato have gone here.
Yeah.
Oh, handoff from
even more so now.
Fernandez.
Moment from Fernandez. That's going to affect everyone's drive coming onto the straight. What is it? 3 laps to go. Like you say, you feel like that's handed it to Quiles and Furusato.
Over the line, it's Maximo Cuellas, who's 4 tenths ahead at the moment, but the battle going on further behind. Carpe, Piqueras, Esteban all in a battle. I think we've got Maximo Cuellas on for his another race victory this year.
Yeah,
Got,
the next Kelso.
Got Ogden and Casey O'Gorman are in that battle.
Yeah.
They're at the back of that group.
But it feels like it's not going to be a battle for the win here. There's Quiles with just under 3 laps remaining now. He's got half a second on Furusato, who's got 7/10 on Piqueras. It'd have to be a dramatic turnaround in fortunes for anyone to challenge a victory.
These moves, I mean, look at that. I mean,
that is on the limit,
Fernandez
isn't it?
on the inside line.
That's over it.
Yeah, hand comes up as well from Carpe Esteban. There've been a couple of them in this race.
Yeah. That is riding through your opponent.
Gorman's got in front of Joel Kelso. There he is on the 67. This has been a coming-of-age ride from Casey O'Gorman.
Oh, he's
so
brilliant.
pleased to see it, and now he's going to go
He's
through.
on the inside line. Gets on Fernandez.
Just in a little bit hot there. Was always going to compromise his exit. Casey O'Gorman did not need a second invitation.
He's so proud of this one.
Front of O'Gorman's KTM as he trail breaks up into that tricky corner. The front was protesting.
Protesting and aggressive.
Of the race now, isn't it? All bets are off.
Yeah.
All tyres are. That's what you've got. Just ride the
wheels
off them. John Kelso now in 8th. Scott Ogden behind him. I think Kelso's shot at the podium may have gone after having led the first half of this race. When in the scrap ensues, not to be for Joel. Fastest lap of the race from Angel Piqueras. He's on the back of Furasato with 2 to go.
Piqueras on the inside line and through into second position down at turn 1.
46.8. Bear in mind, those slow laps, they're in the 48.
He did a 49.1. I remember looking at it thinking, that's interesting, having led this race.
Danish into 12th.
So now he's got a second to make up on Quiles. Can he do it, Angel Piqueras?
Well, there's 1.25 laps to go, 1.5 laps, sorry, to go.
They're battling for second in the championship behind Rueda as well, I will remind you. Piqueras leads Quiles in that by 13 points. That could change today. There was Piqueras in second with Furasato behind. Carpe then 4th with Esteban. Oh, he's actually 5th now with Esteban in front of him. O'Gorman in 6th.
Watching Quiles then over that crest, using all the road over the edge of the curbs, you know, like he does. Not onto the green though, onto the red part of the curbs on the outside.
Esteban having a fantastic ride.
I can't believe at this point in the race that Piqueras has just set the fastest lap with a 46.8. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, new race lap record as well. That is.
The risk he must be taking, but the gap's not coming down at the front. It's stabilised. It's just over a second, 1.1. With 1 and a bit laps to go.
Quiles himself did a 47.1, so it just shows he also pushing things on.
Kelso looking over his shoulder at a really strange point of the track. I don't know what that was about.
Here we go then, 1 lap remaining in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Max Quiles looking to get back on the top step for the first time since Hungary for his 3rd Grand Prix victory in his rookie season. Will close the gap to Piqueras for second in the championship. Piqueras still in second, has a comfortable margin now over Furasato. Everyone on the 5s of their tyres now.
Casey O'Gorman in 6th place, riding over his limit, trying to look at him. He's closing in on Carpe, obviously the sensational rookie, and Joel Esteban.
Yeah, and if they battle it out, he's there ready to pick up any pieces.
There's a chance.
Yeah, because it looks like, I thought Carpe was going to attack. There's been a little bit of argy-bargy between the 2 Spanish riders, so the Irishman just needs to pick up any pieces that fall his way. Still Quiles leading by 1.1 from Piqueras. Furasato then in 3rd. That looks like being your podium here in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Piqueras unable to challenge Quiles on this last lap. The gap is just growing, in fact. Some ride from Quiles. Having tracked down Kelso in the early laps. Here is Kelso himself, trying to find a way through, and Adrian Fernandez can stop.
Yeah, not going to work out there in the battle for 7th position. They're sort of standing together on the circuit right now. Fernandez blocking off everything from Joel Kelso, who had such a control in this race until the front tyres disappeared. But Maximo Quiles is going to come out of the last corner. Winner in Mugello, winner in Balaton Park, winner in Portimao, once, twice, and 3 times a winner. At just 18 years old, Maximo Quiles wins here in Portugal. Piqueras 2nd, Furasato 3rd. What a fantastic Moto3, and he really rode every inch of this circuit to the maximum. 3 wins, and that is how Moto3 bounces back. Fabulous run, fabulous race. Congratulations, Casey O'Gorman. What a ride from him today, finishing in 6th position. Alvaro Carpe giving him congratulations as well. Moto3 really did deliver there when it needed to.
This man was definitely in control, wasn't he, Keyless? Had that little couple of laps off and then attacked.
Yeah, and he wins by 1.6 seconds in the end over Angel Piqueras and Tayo for Asato. Keyless wins for the 3rd time this year. Judged that one to perfection. We'll have all the reactions when we come back from the break.
Yep, and it's Maximo Cuelas who wins the Portuguese Grand Prix for Moto3. Angel Piqueras in 2nd, Tayo Fonosato 3rd, Esteban 4th, Carpe 5th, O'Gorman in 6th, Kelso 7th, Ogden 8th, Fernandez 9th, Lunetta rounds out 10th, Morelli in 11th, Danish is 12th, Yodatai 13th, Dennis Foggia 14th, Caro in 15th, the last points paying position. Drop down, we get Eddie O'Shea, Moody, Nepa, Zenmiati, Corey Bumacher man as well, David Almanza, the last finisher in 21st. And then out of the race was Pini, Rios, Bertoletti and Perrone. The retirements from that one. A bit of a surprise how that came through in the end. But not a bad run for Moto2, MotoGP and then Moto3 in the slightly reversed order of how we've done things here today. But a lot better than what's going on. Now, the Drivers' Parade just started over in Formula 1, and JT is here quickly on a MotoGP broadcast. This is very unheard of for him, but he's got news about what they're doing.
Lego Car Chaos Part 2.
Yeah, because they've got hot rods. So this is going to go well.
Yes.
Is that live stream available now? I might load that up, actually.
It should be on YouTube.
I'll load that up on my iPad now as well to come into it. Get that link in that chat to come into it. We will hand it back over to TNT shortly.
They've just finished it.
Oh, was it any good? What, in 10 minutes? That was a quick run. Build up and Drivers' Parade. See, they don't usually like to do that, do they? Still, apparently they kept breaking down. So, oh, well, that works. Okay, well, let's head back over then for the podium ceremonies and hand over to TNT and rejoin with Gavin Emmett, trackside.
Well, welcome back to the Portuguese Grand Prix. Final race of the day was Moto3 and it lived up to its billing. Max Keyless celebrating with the Aspar team. He runs out victorious here in the lightweight class. Excellent ride from the teenager. Angel Piqueras and the team in 2nd. And Tayo Furusato rounding out the podium. Back-to-back podiums for the Japanese rider. But, yeah, back-to-back 2nd places for Piqueras. That felt like he and Keyless had laps off at a similar time. But Keyless just timed it right when to go.
Yeah, timed it right. The lap times that they were doing then right at the end of the race was unreal. Like, they stretched the field, didn't they? And that'll feel good for Keyless. It seems like a long time ago his last win was in Hungary. I mean, it is a long time ago. Had quite a few rounds since then, a lot of racing.
Can't remember it. Yeah. I'll be honest. They've been so thick and fast since then, haven't they? We've had back-to-back race weekends all the way through. And, yeah. When people started talking about, we were talking about Marco Bezzecchi winning back in Silverstone. Do you remember that?
I actually don't.
It's just so long ago. Yeah, you've got to be pleased for this youngster. He is going places, and it's good to see actually, because there were. I know the results haven't been disastrous, right? 4th, 5th, and 6th, but hasn't felt like he's been at the races in the last few, has it, Max Keyless? Hasn't looked like he's got the pace, but he definitely this weekend has shown he's regrouped.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been. I mean, it's not bad when we say those results aren't what we expected, but hey, this man was impressive. 4th again. Like I say, he's already had a 4th this year, but showed some real fight. And do you know what? The team managers, that's what they want to see. They want to see a young lad that's hungry, that's got an opportunity as a replacement rider.
Yeah, obviously he has had full seasons in the World Championship.
Yeah, and not quite delivered, has he? But rides like that will get him a full-time ride back in this paddock. His passport's actually going against him, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. Martinez Aspar down there. Keyless family come and celebrate with him. Right, let's hear from Tayo Furusato. Back-to-back podiums for the Honda Team Asia man.
Tayo, another magnificent ride. What a couple of weeks it's been. That debut victory last time out, and now just backed it up with a podium here in a tricky race to manage. How did you feel it went?
Yeah, it was quite hard race. Beginning, Kelso pushed a lot, and you know, it wasn't group race, but it actually wasn't group race. So I needed to catch up the front. I was starting from P11, and I think I used a bit tire in the front in the beginning, but in the end I was quite limited. As you can see, I was there on the last few laps. And then Maximo was super fast. I did my job. I did what I can do today. I did my job. I mean, overall this weekend was quite positive. This circuit was really worst circuit for me in the calendar, and I'm really happy for the podium. Maybe more than win. So, I mean, thanks to all my team, all the support, and I'm really happy. Thank you.
Great job, Tayo. Well done.
Thank you.
I tell you what, I've not seen him that happy to finish third.
No.
Like normally we've seen him finish second a few times, and he's been.
True.
Have a look at that. Talk about Rubin's racing.
But a lot of that wasn't there
There's
today.
a lot of that, yeah.
I loved the hand up at one point from Carpe to Esteban. It wasn't proper beyond the limit, beyond the pale move.
Yeah, there were plenty of that going on.
Can we just have a quick word for Casey O'Gorman? What he did there in
sixth place.
Stunning that.
Standing rider. He normally rides the Honda, so he's jumped on a KTM. Yes, it's a good team, but wow. Really impressive. And Scott Ogden finishing 8th place, so
solid.
Lots to be happy about.
Let's hear from Angel Piqueras, 2nd place today.
Angel, you had to fight so hard for that 2nd place there. To hold on to 2nd in the World Championship, that'll go down to the final round. With some frustration, you maybe lost Max in the middle of that race.
Yeah, because I have been feeling good during the weekend, but on the race, everyone was, I don't know if aggressive or stupid, but was the same for the race. But we have to finish the championship as the best way as possible on Valencia, and yeah, work for it, and let's see.
Great ride, well done.
Thank you.
Aggressive or stupid, Neil Hodgson?
Pot kettle. Like, Piqueras is aggressive, isn't it? Think how many people he's lifted up in his career. A lot. So, yeah.
Read what you sow.
Literally. Great race. I enjoyed that.
Big home race for him. Front tyre squinch underneath him as he drops it down into Greg Jones' corner. Let's hear from the man who was the most aggressive, perhaps the least stupid of all of them. Max Quiles, winner today.
Max, another fantastic performance to take victory once again. You had that super close moment with Joel, but you calmed down, recovered, and battled back through to, in the end, win with a huge margin. Just how do you feel?
Yeah, it was crazy. I enjoyed a lot. I was enjoying quite a lot the last 7 laps because I felt much more confident with the bike. At the beginning, I was suffering. I had this moment as well with Joel because they cut too much and I wasn't used to it, so it was a scary moment for me. But I could go step by step, relax, and could come back. So it was a great race. I enjoyed a lot, and yeah, really happy. So I want to say this for El Chulaco, for Juanan, that is his birthday, so I dedicate this to him, and as well to all the team, my family, my sister Alejandra, and everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, it was a tremendous victory for Max Quiles from the 2nd row. We knew that he would be a threat. We talked about him before the race started, but he just played it perfect, didn't he?
Yeah, it was all about managing. You know, Quiles, he was really clever, aggressive when he needed to, didn't make any mistakes, and pulled the pin exactly when he needed to make that gap as well. We said it was going to be difficult, you know, to make the gap because in the straight the slipstream was playing such a great part with the headwind, and he was the cleverest one there, Quiles. So yeah, not a lot of experience, Quiles, but such a talent. And when he took the lead there was no seeing him again. So yeah, I'll say, I mean, it came down to the way he managed the race. They were all at some point like sort of looking at each other, sitting up, a couple of seconds off, but then he went onto the attack and made the gap.
What have you made of his season? He's such a sensation, isn't he? I mean, we know he's managed by the Marquez brothers, but that aside, I mean, they haven't put all that stuff into him. That's him.
Yeah, he was trained from a young age to be at this level. It's all he's known, and he's one of them. I lost for the word, but he's just a phenomenon. The way he rides a bike, yeah, he will be.
Super talents.
He is. He can do everything. Aggressive when he needs to be, but also calculated. The way he controlled the race there, got to the front, opened up a comfortable margin. Yeah, he's ticks every single box. I think he's a superstar for the future.
He's also great in front of camera as well. You know, it's very buoyant and effervescent, isn't it? It's what you want to see. Was your little Irish flag waving today?
It was
tremendous performance, wasn't it, by Casey O'Gorman? Incredible to come into this paddock and do what he's done. Let's just have a look at him on track.
Yeah, I've rated Casey for a long time, but we knew this was possible, and obviously getting a KTM in the quality outfit that is the Dynavolt squad, he immediately made his presence felt here at Grand Prix racing. Good start, good first set of laps, aggressive when he needed to be, instinctively making these passes. This is making a move on Adrian Fernandez up the inside at turn 11 towards the end of the race, but top 6 in what is his first race weekend on a KTM. So that takes some adaptation period as well, and he's immediately jumped on and been right on the pace. He's a quality talent.
His mum's English, isn't she?
Yeah, mum's English, father's Irish.
We can also. I know he races under the Irish flag. But we can half claim him, I think.
Is it? I think
the Irish flag will like that.
No, I know. That's not how it works. Let's go to the podium then and celebrate with 3 of the best today.
Yeah, there's David Alonso underneath the podium as we get the trophies handed out here. Miguel Pryor, there he is, handing out the trophy, first of all, to the representative from CF Moto, who've obviously sponsors of the Aspar team. They are selling some motorcycles at the moment. They are one of the motorcycle manufacturers on the move. Of course, they do run KTM, got links with the KTM factory, but let's talk CF Moto might be interested in MotoGP in the future. Tao Furusato, back-to-back podiums for him after his win in Malaysia. So he celebrates 3rd. Good ride, having taken the lead at one point in that race. Angel Piqueras just timing a little bit off today. A little bit glum, didn't he, with 2nd. Big home race in Valencia for him next time out. He's a local lad there. But Max Quiles, revelation of the season, no doubt about it. He's going to take the trophy from Jorge Villegas. Max, 3 times a winner now in his debut season. And the Rookie of the Year can celebrate here in Portugal.
Máximo Quiles wins for a 3rd time in his very short Moto3 career. Got to think if he's a champion-elect for next season. Champagne time, but only 2 of the 3 on the podium are allowed to spray it. So they both spray the winner. That's very fair. That's very good. What a race we've had. What a day here. Just 1 more left then for MotoGP in 2025. In a week's time, we're at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Valencia for the round 22 of the season, and Moto2 is still to be decided. Join us then for all the action. Next up on JB Motorsports, it's the Formula 1 Brazilian Grand Prix. We'll see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.